In a freely functioning market, price is the invisible hand that guides buyers and sellers who pursue their own self-interest to promote simultaneously and automatically the interest of society. If you remember earlier, the book talked about how Adam Smith described how people are guided as though by an invisible hand. It turns out that price serves that function. It guides people's actions in socially beneficial ways. Price and changes in it serve 6 key functions. First, price automatically adjusts to eliminate surpluses. A surplus occurs when the quantity supplied is greater than the quantity demanded. When the quantity supplied is greater than the quantity demanded, price tends to decrease. As price decreases, the quantity demanded increases and the quantity supplied decreases. Price continues to decrease until the quantity demanded equals the quantity supplied and the surplus disappears. Second, price automatically adjusts to eliminate shortages. A shortage occurs when the quantity supplied is less than the quantity demanded. When the quantity supplied is less than the quantity demanded, price tends to increase. As price increases, the quantity demanded decreases and the quantity supplied increases. Price continues to increase until the quantity demanded equals the quantity supplied and the shortage disappears. Third, when a market is in equilibrium, price rations the amount of the good produced among consumers. Every consumer willing to pay the market price can find a seller willing to sell, and only consumers willing to pay the market price obtain the good. This allocation is efficient. It is efficient because people with a strong desire or need for the good tend to be willing to pay more than people with a weak desire or need. Therefore, people with a strong desire or need tend to obtain the good, and people with a weak desire or need tend not to obtain it. However, the allocation may be unfair. People with high incomes also tend to be willing to pay more than people with low incomes. Therefore, people with high incomes tend to obtain more goods and services than people with low incomes. Depending upon your welfare standard, you might view this as an unfair distribution of goods and services. When the market is in equilibrium, price rations production of the good among producers. Every seller willing to sell at the market price can find a buyer willing to buy, and only producers willing to sell at the market price offer the good for sale. This allocation is efficient. Producers with a comparative advantage or low cost are willing to accept less than producers with high cost. Therefore, producers who can produce the good efficiently produce the good, and producers who cannot produce the good efficiently do not. Number 5, changes in price tell consumers that costs have changed and creates an incentive for them to alter their behavior accordingly. When costs increase, price will automatically increase and create an incentive for consumers to reduce consumption. When a freeze in South Africa destroys the coffee crop, for example, the supply curve shifts to the left. This leftward shift causes the equilibrium price of coffee to increase. As the price of coffee increases, consumers respond by decreasing the quantity of coffee they buy and increasing the quantity of tea and caffeinated soft drink that they buy. They move from the good whose costs have risen toward goods whose costs have not risen. When costs decrease, price will automatically increase and create an incentive for consumers to increase consumption. When oil companies discover a low-cost way to extract oil, the supply curve shifts to the right. This rightward shift causes the equilibrium price of oil to decrease. As the price of oil decreases, consumers respond by increasing the quantity of oil they buy and decreasing the quantity of alternative energy products. They buy more of the product whose cost has fallen and less of the products whose cost of production have remained constant. Changes in price tell producers that preferences have changed and creates an incentive for them to alter their behavior accordingly. When demand increases, price will automatically increase and create an incentive for sellers to increase production. When the desire for gasoline increases in the summer, for example, the demand curve shifts to the right. This rightward shift causes the equilibrium price of gasoline to increase. As the price of gasoline rises, producers respond by increasing the quantity that they produce and sell. When consumers want more of something, producers make more of it. Yay for the market. When demand decreases, price will automatically decrease and create an incentive for sellers to decrease production. When the desire for VCR rental movies decreased, for example, the demand curve shifts to the left. This leftward shift causes the equilibrium price of VCR movie rentals to decrease. As the price of VCR movie rentals decreases, producers respond by decreasing the quantity that they produce and sell. If people don't want something very much, producers will quit making as much. Yay for the market. This is actually an example from my history. I can remember before DVDs existed that the VCR movie rental stores were everywhere. Google Blockbuster and Movie Time if you want to see examples of companies that were built on renting VCR movies to consumers. In fact, when you traveled, just about every gas station and convenience store had a section allocated to VCR rentals. They're not there anymore because the demand for VCR rentals has gone down. The quantity traded in a freely functioning market tends to be the equilibrium quantity. In a freely functioning market, price tends to move towards the equilibrium price. At the equilibrium price, the quantity demanded equals the quantity supplied. When the quantity demanded equals the quantity supplied, then every buyer willing to buy can find a seller willing to sell, and every seller willing to sell can find a buyer willing to buy. That's the nature of equilibrium. Since everyone can find a willing trading partner, both sides buy and sell the amount they want to buy and sell, and the quantity traded equals the amount both sides want to buy and sell. The amount both sides want to buy or sell is the equilibrium quantity. So in equilibrium, the equilibrium quantity equals the quantity traded equals the quantity supplied. That's it.